All right, so this is locations. Locations. Remember, pronunciation is important. Once we can pronounce and understand and know what the meaning of a word is, then we know the phonics of the letters. We know how to spell it. It's ours forever. Pretty awesome. This is called a park. A park. That's how you spell it. Park. And then what is that called? Go ahead and maybe even, you could pause it and write it out. That would be really cool. And I can show you again. There it is, park. All right, this is a zoo. Zoo. What is this called? This is called a zoo. Interesting spelling, Z-O-O. Zoo. You would think that's Z-E-W. No, zoo, Z-O-O. So how do you spell that? What is that called? That is called a zoo. A zoo. There you go, Z-O-O. This is a restaurant. For my entire restaurant. For a long time, I did not know how to spell restaurant. I would always do it wrong. And then I kind of devised a system that I'll tell you about here. This is the word restaurant. 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 So I didn't know how to spell it because I would think restaurant. And that totally ignores this AU in here. Maybe I pronounce it incorrectly, restaurant. So the thing I came up with, the story I told myself is I would rest after a rant in Australia. All right, so AU is Australia. Rant, that's like when you yell, and then rest. So that's how I would rest after a rant in Australia. So, after ranting in Australia, that's what it was. After, because rant comes after AU. All right, cool. What is this called? Restaurant. This, my friends, is called a grocery store. So we call these things groceries. Groceries. And this is a grocery store. So supermarket is okay, but there's also, this is a special one, grocery store. So when you see that grocery store, this is what they're talking about, a grocery store. This is how we spell it. Interesting spelling here. Grocery, grocery, grocery. Has a sh sound in there, even though it's a C. Grocery store. Groceries, grocery store. So think about how do you spell that? What is that called? Then you can go back, and then this is a grocery store. This is pharmacy is correct. Pharmacy is correct, but this one we're looking for drugstore. Drugstore, and that's pretty straightforward. Drugstore. Drugstore. What is that called? How is it spelled? It is drugstore. Right. Now we have this. This is a shoe store. Shoe store. Pretty straightforward. Shoe store. Interesting spelling on shoe. O-E there. Shoe. Shoe store. It's called shoe store. How is it spelled? What is it? Shoe store. This, so all shops in a mall, especially the big ones, so like here, H&M, Zara, what else? We wouldn't just call those clothing stores, we call those department stores. Department. Oh, I didn't say that first. Department. So department, that's pretty straightforward. Store, department store. So you just have to remember that this is called a department store. Department store. School, I think pretty much everyone got school. School. School is interesting spelling too. It looks like school. School probably comes from German. School. Remember, English is a combination of so many languages. That's where all the weird spellings come from. School. We call this a school. Where the cars are, that's a garage. A garage. Interesting J thrown in there. Garage. Sounds French, I would imagine. Garage. Garaje. Oh, right. Isn't that in Spanish? Garage. Garage. This one is a church. 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 Church has that U-R. Remember, those vowels with the R, it's all church. Church. What is that called? How is it spelled? Church. All right, this is library. Library. Library, right? No, biblioteca. Libreria. It's all kind of gets confused in my head. Library. Library. Lib. That should be a short I, right, with phonics. Library, but we pronounce it library. Library. What is that called? It's called a library. This one is called a post office. Post office. Okay, so the whole thing, the mailbox, the letter, the stamps, post office. We don't really have post offices here in Columbia. It's called a post office, not a post store, not a mail store, post office. What is that called? It's called a post office. This is a hotel, so same as in Spanish, same spelling, but we pronounce the H. Hotel, 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 hotel. This is a hospital. Again, Hospital, hospital, same probably spelling too. And then this was a forest. So you have a rest after the foe, forest. All right, have fun. Bye. These are locations.